Most of the time, staying where you are on the weak side is the right thing to do. Resist the temptation to creep toward the ball. The ball is like a magnet to the inexperienced player. You might want to get closer to it, but resist the temptation and keep good spacing. The second principle is to position yourself so that the passer can see you at all times. Stay wide and stay in the eyes of the ball. When the skip pass comes or the quick swing pass, have your eyes on the ball while reading your defender at the same time. You have the advantage because the defender is running at you to close the gap.
Chapter 2 Contents. Footwork. Read, catch, and attack. Turn lemons into lemonade. When to flash the ball. Weak side attack. Footwork. Open stance, 2-foot hop.
Before we catch the ball and attack, let's look at your footwork. There are two ways to catch the ball on the weak side. An open stance or staggered stance with 1 foot back and a 2-foot hop.
Footwork. Open stance or 1 foot back.
When you're open on the weak side, the ball can be passed directly to you by skipping the ball over the defense, or it can be passed or swung around the top of the key. In the second case, when the ball briefly hits the hands of your teammate at the top of the key, you'll be 1 pass away and you can take an open stance to the ball with 1 foot back. Give the passer a target. Show the ball the palm of your shooting hand. Your palm provides a bullseye, a signal that leaves no doubt where you want the ball. This increases your chance of a good pass being thrown. And a good pass means you can start your shot or your drive as quickly as possible. The shooting hand stops the pass and your offhand traps the ball. Besides presenting a target, catching the ball near your shot pocket with your wrist already set prepares you to shoot as quickly as possible. Now, when you square to the goal, you're in triple attack position, the best stance from which to attack. Waiting on the weak side also means you have time to spot up the foot closest to the goal. Point that foot's toes to your target. If you're behind the three-point line, don't toe up right on the line. Give yourself a little space in case you overstep when you square up. You don't want 3 points turned into 2 just for the sake of a few inches. Now, even when the ball is skipped, some players need to or simply like to have a foot back while waiting on the pass. When they catch, they step into their shot. Although I would rather you learn to catch in a hop with both feet square beneath your shoulders, I know that some players need the lift that they get from the step up. If you're one of those players, then consider this. If you catch and then step up before you shoot or drive, you'll give your defender more time to recover. So let's speed this up. Step up while the ball is in the air. Time it so that your back foot hits the ground square with your lead foot at the same time that the ball hits your hands. You should already be slightly bent at the knees and hips so that when the ball hits your hands, you can immediately go up with your shot or explode by with a drive. Compare the two side by side. Catch, then step up, versus timing the step up and catch together.
Ready, go. Footwork. The 2-foot hop. How to catch in a hop. 3 tips. Hop tip number 1.
While the skip pass is in the air, stay in your triple attack stance and let the ball fall into your shot pocket.
Hop tip number 2.
If the pass is short or to the right or left, then move under the ball while remaining in your triple attack stance. Chopping your feet will help you stay in your stance while you move.
Game example.
Don't be lazy and reach for the ball. Besides putting you off balance, it takes too much time to reach, catch, and pull the ball back into your shot pocket. This extra time could allow the defense to fully recover and stop your attack.
Hop tip number 3.
Get your feet in the air while the ball is in the air and time the ball hitting your hands with your feet hitting the ground.
Game examples. Why catch in a hop? 4 reasons. Why the hop number 1?
Catching in a 2-foot hop puts you automatically in the triple attack position, the best stance from which to attack.
Why the hop number 2?
It loads your legs for explosion, storing extra vertical energy for your shot.
Why the hop number 3?
It's the quickest way to get off your shot. You're ready to go up and out with your shot as soon as the ball hits your hands. No dipping the ball, no extra knee bending, just up and out.
Why the hop number 4?
Last but not least, catching in a 2-foot hop allows you the choice of using either foot as a pivot foot if you need to drive. If you want to explore that subject, then see one-on-one offense scoring from the perimeter.
Read, catch, attack in that order. Introduction.
Most players have been taught to catch the ball safely, square up to the goal, read the defense, and then attack. In the game of basketball, this is best most of the time, but not when you're playing on the weak side. Rather than catch the ball and then read the defense, the order is reversed when you're on the weak side. Take your mental game to the next level. I want you to read the defense while the ball is in the air and know what you're going to do before the ball hits your hands. Don't focus only on the ball or only on the defense. Instead, watch the ball in flight, while at the same time, keep your peripheral vision and all of your awareness on the recovering defender. Here are your reads.
Read number 1. The late defender.
If the defender is late, then catch and shoot. Simple enough for the experienced player, but if you don't know what that distance is for you, then training with a partner can help. When you're training, don't worry about getting a few shots blocked. In fact, if you don't get a few blocked during your training, you'll never learn how close you can cut it in the games.
Read number 2. The flyby.
Some defenders sprint to recover with the intention of flying by and blocking your shot, or flying by and just changing your shot, or flying by and forcing you to drive with the hope that their teammates will rotate and pick up your drive. This type of defender will not sprint straight towards you. Doing so will make them collide with you when they leave the ground. So, while the ball is in the air, you must read which shoulder the defender will fly by. When he leaves his feet, drive the other side. I can't emphasize enough that this can be trained with a partner. Your partner passes and randomly chooses either side to fly by. You decide which side to drive while the pass is in the air.
Read number 3. The closeout.
If the defense recovers in time to prevent your shot and also play your drive, you'll notice him in a lower stance with his weight back. You might even hear his feet chopping or his shoes screeching. Note which foot, hand, or shoulder is forward and attack in the direction of his back, just like you learned in better one-on-one offense.
Turn lemons into lemonade.
If the pass is skipped over your head, catching in a hop could land you well outside your shooting range. So instead of using a hop, drag a foot as you go after the pass. Now, after you catch the ball, you can step up, square up, and shorten your distance to the goal. It's difficult, if not impossible, to read your defender while you're going after a pass over your head. So in the case of this type of pass, you'll have to read your defender after you catch the ball. If your defender lunged to deflect or steal the pass, take advantage. You now have the defense outnumbered 5-4. Let's look at one more possible scenario. As you're trying to turn this overthrown pass into something good, your defender arrives in pressure defense and crowds your ability to square up. Reverse pivot, sealing behind you, and attack.
When to flash the ball from the weak side.
If all the players on the weak side constantly flash to the ball, there'll be no room or spacing for anything good to happen. 10 players on one side of the floor does not make for good basketball. However, there are times when